See, I'ma do this right, never ever could I do this if force. While increasing the funds, we're still checking the scores. Whether it's high goals galore or we're coming up short, still the passion is up in arms, loud as hell to the core. Analysis along with stats, now Jerry runs through that. While G's keeping it G, we'll play a race with facts. No cap, we keep it thorough, keep it true. For every borough, tuning into the thesis of true clean. See, you're tuning to the pitch, talking ballers, goal stats or kits that keep it fly for every player, ball and slick. See, you're tuning to the pitch, talking all the fundamentals of the sport we love. Perfect show, feeling flow. See, you're tuning to the pitch. See, you're tuning to the pitch. We welcome you to the pitch.
That's killed it.
You made the decision to play Thiago. Klopp doesn't change the system since Blue Batch left. You don't want to change from the 4-3-3.
Boom, 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 boom. What's going on, people? We are back again on the Jerry James Show for another tactics board. And boy. What a game yesterday to unpack, review, discuss. I'm just going to say it. I think it's arguably the best performance I've gone and seen from Liverpool this season without a win. If I'm being honest, I think everyone was outstanding all over the pitch. A depleted side, no Trent, no Alisson, no Konate last minute. Yet Liverpool was still able to, let's be honest, ransack that City team in that second half without getting a goal, which obviously would have proved vital in the title race. But look, we live to fight another day. City are no scrub, so a point is what we have to obviously take into the running, and that's the result we've got, and that's what we're going to have to make do with. And hopefully somewhere down the line, City can do us a favour and win and beat, obviously, Arsenal at the Etihad ground in a couple of weeks or in 3 weeks or so. But before we get started into everything, good evening. Hope everyone is doing well. Make sure we're smashing the like on the video. And of course, who better else to chop it up with than the man himself, K-Mac, DJ K-Mac. How we doing, man?
I'm good, mate. That was an incredible performance. Like, absolutely unbelievable. Disappointed in a weird way. Like, you know, that's a game with what we did in that game should be a 3-point game. Should have won, should have scored maybe 3. It's interesting when you walk away from a Man City game and you're disappointed that you didn't win it, because it seems to be a familiar theme under Klopp that we walk away from Man City games disappointed that we don't win. Like, we play well against City, like, a lot. Like,
we do. It's just one of those games for Liverpool, unfortunately, and for Klopp, you know, especially in recent times. Versus anytime he faces Guardiola. But look, we're going to get into the game. There's so many talking points. And let's just start off with the first news before we obviously get into anything. But we will obviously now get into that. But first, I need to obviously big up the people in the chat. We got Oscar Grzeszkowiak in the building. Big up to Oscar Grzesh saying, big up JJ, big up to your damn self. We got Ryan in the building saying, I'm proud of this team. I'm so proud in this team, in fact. All these injuries, and we outplayed and dominated Man City. We will win this league. Strong words from Ryan. We got Dr. Blick in the building saying we should have won as well. Guys, like, and subscribe. There's almost 40 people in the building. Guys, if you're watching on X, if you're watching on Twitch, head over to YouTube, hit a like on that video, and subscribe to the channel as well. Please, it does help the channel grow, and I'll be hugely appreciative if you can go and do that. Don't be a bozo. Don't be Mike Walliver. Don't be Paul Tierney. Don't be none of those, PGMO idiots. Head over to the channel and like up the video. But look, starting off, of course, my team was relatively, not spot on. Salah, of course, we see is not starting the game. We all anticipated he would start, considering he did get a fair few minutes against Sparta Prague midweek. Konate is obviously the one that was worrying because he did get injured, obviously, 5-10 minutes into that second half. And we knew he was a doubt. Konate did come out, obviously, after the game and say he did feel fine. Klopp kind of alluded to the fact that, you know what, we're not sure yet. And the fact that he says it's okay doesn't really mean anything. We see, obviously, the images emerge very, very early on. And he's obviously, and this is like 2 hours before the game, before even the lineups released came out. And he's there in his tracksuit walking in alongside, obviously, Trent, Alisson. And you just know, yeah, he's not fit for the game. He's not going to be available. When you heard that news, what was your gut feeling? Were you comfortable, or were you looking at it thinking, you know what, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, when I seen a couple of players that weren't going to start, I thought, oh, you need those guys against Man City. And then I looked at the Man City team and I looked at Man City's bench and I'm like, there's only Jack Grealish that isn't in their team. Like, they've literally got a full strength team. Like, every man is available. And we are walking wounded. Like, you've got Dom, who's still not fit. You're playing kids who haven't played more than 20 games for Liverpool. And you are looking at it going, this is going to be some result. This is going to be so hard to win this game or to even get a draw. And I was fearing the worst, but I mean, we should have won. Like, the guys were unbelievable. Like, even listening to Quansah do interviews, I'm like he stood next to Virgil van Dijk going, yeah, I want to be you, mate. And I'm learning from you. And that's who I look up to. And I'm just like the next guy who's coming in, like he's got such incredible players to play with. Like, really has. Quansah and Bradley were sensational. And it is one of those things now where you've got two players that have played less than 20 games for Liverpool, and I'm seeing them on the first team sheet, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm cool. Like, no problem. Like, okay, Quansah's playing, Bradley's playing, yeah, fine.
Yeah, it was crazy. Look, I was looking at that game, and look, if I'm going to be honest, I was probably one of the fair few. I think I even messaged you saying, "Look, it's fine. Like, I'm not too fussed." I was just like,
"Yeah, no, I was panicking."
Yeah, no, you were panicking, and I know a fair few people were like, "Oh no, it is what it is." I'm obviously a Quansah fan, and speaking from a centre back's perspective, I like. Look, Konate's fantastic. He is. But my preference, now this doesn't mean Quansah's better. I'm not alluding to that fact. I like calmer centre-backs. I like centre-backs that are much more composed, that are not rash, that don't go all out. Hence why I've had so many discussions around Gomez at being at centre-back at times and Konate sometimes when he can be rash. And the centre-backs that got bozo moments in them. I do prefer a calmer centre-back. So I wasn't too worried. But the pace of Haaland was something that was obviously very, very worrying for me. Obviously having Quansah and Bradley playing both of those players on that side, and the idea of a Doku starting that game, which I think obviously we'll get into. I think City missed the trick there in that first half, and it just starting the game. Looked at it and I was like, listen, it's going to be a big game, but I was really, really up for it. First 5 or 10 minutes, and I mean, it looked as though it's going to be a difficult game. Look, the crowd are up for it. The atmosphere is incredible. It's ridiculous. The camera's shaking literally on Sky Sports as the players are walking out. That's how good that atmosphere was. And anyone that was at the game should feel privileged to obviously have been there. We're going long. We're going really direct. It looks like we're trying to play route run football. Nunes is there for the flick-ons. And for me, it was just a bit of a... oh, we're going to get dominated. All of a sudden, debruyne is getting the ball and there's a couple crosses flashed across the box. Got clearances, is going out for corners, and it isn't looking great from a Liverpool perspective. And of course, when they scored that goal, I was just like, oh no. Now this is where the game opens up. Liverpool are going to obviously try and get a goal here. Remember, the aim is to win the game. It isn't, can we get a point? Because to win it, we know how vital it is. And at that point, I was worried when De Bruyne played that ball across that near post. We didn't know if on screen, we didn't know if the ball had gone in. We didn't know if the fans were celebrating for no reason. It was a bit of a what happened there? It was corner taken quickly. Kevin De Bruyne, Ake, really, really good play by blocking. Obviously, McAllister at the front post. Yeah, and then obviously Stones, great run near post. Obviously watching that bounce because the ball did come up the surface and it was a skiddy surface. Bang, just connects. Nunes not really switched on and 1-0 down. How were you feeling when that goal went in? Were you still optimistic, or are you looking at that thinking, yeah, I mean, this is where it becomes problematic for Liverpool?
To the first 15 minutes, it just felt like a game like that. You need to get hold of the ball and kind of just calm them down because they're going to come at it, or they're going to expect us. And they got control really early, and it felt like the Arsenal game back in December when Arsenal battered us for the first 20 minutes and went 1-0 up. And it was a set piece as well, by the way. Like next season, we need to have a look at set pieces. Like it's just not been great with set pieces for us. Like I don't think this zonal marking is what we need. We've been odd man out too many times where the wrong size man's marking the wrong person in the zone. And today we didn't have a guy in the front post. Like guy in the front post, he literally just kicks it out, like because it is literally a ball straight at the front post. And I also seen it and I thought, did that go out? Is that going to be one of those where it went out and came back in and they didn't look at it? And then I was looking at the block and I'm like, isn't that what we got a goal disallowed for in the final?
Listen, I saw that as well.
Through my head.
Yeah, I saw that as well. And then I'll just be like, oh no, like how have they managed to go and do this? Obviously, I quickly realized, or someone told me, to be fair, it was the whole idea, the whole premise behind obviously the Endo situation against Chelsea was the fact that Endo was offside, and on a set piece you can't be offside. And I think that's where obviously a situation happened. But obviously that happened, and then all of a sudden, and we'll get into it, Liverpool managed to kind of find their feet, and the way they found their feet was very brave. And we'll get into it. I've got the tactics pulled up, so we're going to get into it. But we find our feet. We kind of nullified what City wanted to go and do. And from the goal onwards, we had a couple chances. We had obviously Nunes that he just kept spraying offside. We had a goal that obviously just got ruled out for offside that Diaz put in. That was obviously so close as well. Great movement by obviously the front three. We've got Elliott starting to probe around. Soboslai's getting the ball in central areas, and we're able to kind of move the ball from right to left very, very quickly. And we're starting to obviously get a foothold in the game. Now, of course, we go into that second half. We're still a goal down. First 5 minutes into that second half. And Ake and Ederson have a bozo moment. Ake seemed to be the trigger all game, especially in that second half. As soon as he got the ball, Elliott was onto him. Didn't allow him to play out. Really made it very, very awkward for him. Plays the pass to Ederson. Ederson, he's done it a couple of times, but he runs out and he just clatters into Nunes. Penalty. The Klopp go obviously wild. Like it's a ruckus, and then all of a sudden, McAllister, long time, because obviously Ederson's injured, and I think he's milking, mate. And he's milking, and look, and he's milking. It's 8 minutes waiting to take that penalty, and Ederson's milking it. Ederson knows what he's doing. He knows, you know what? I may be injured. I may have to come off. But because what he did, as soon as that happened, he got up just in case to see if he could get the ball. When that actually happened, when he clattered into Nunes, he actually stood up, and then he went, my thigh, my thigh, my thigh. So he's obviously tried to delay that situation as much as possible. Tactics. However, look, McAllister, fantastic penalty. We're right back in it, and then from that moment on, Diaz missing multiple chances. Robertson, a ball across the box.
Dominic clean header. Just Soboslai in the net.
Soboslai misses a clean header in that first half. Obviously, we're absolutely all over them. There were so many chances.
Nunes misses one. Nunes misses one. Gapco. Oh God, Gapco had a chance to score as well. Like just tiny moments in games where take a breath, take an extra touch, like look up, like just not being.
And from that point on, we obviously bullied Man City. To be fair, they couldn't deal with the chaos that we were causing. They couldn't deal with the pressures we were obviously putting on City. The way the game was so spaced out that they couldn't go and find their players. Kevin De Bruyne just couldn't get the ball. Haaland couldn't get the ball. Rodri was giving it away. It was a whirlwind, and they couldn't stop it. They regained
Haaland
some
had
sort
15
of control.
touches. Haaland had 15 touches in that game.
Yeah, since they went and obviously brought on Kovacic and Doku. Obviously, they had that chance with Doku. However, look, we were very brave. We played a high line. Doku had obviously had that chance, but Kovacic obviously enabled them to gain some sort of control because he's that type of player that's going to get the ball in any position, just keep it simple. However, look, by that Doku chance, they didn't really have anything. And Liverpool, obviously, could have went on to win the game. But the thing I want to talk about, and this is what we're alluded to, guys, over 60 people in the building. Make sure we're smashing
the likes.
Hit that like button, people. Head over from Twitch. You guys are on X, Twitter. Head over to the channel. Get involved in the chat and smash the likes. But I want to go and obviously talk about one thing here. And I know this is what we need to talk about, unfortunately. Hold on 2 seconds. Let me just get some of this stuff out of the way. Hopefully you can see that shortly. 2 seconds, people. Guys, smash the like button. Don't be a bozo. And at
You're going to trigger me now, aren't you? You're going to trigger me now with this.
At the death. Hold on, waiting for it to load. I don't know what's going on. At the death. Hold on. Where is it?
I did a video last night, which I've probably been banned for.
Hold on. Do I need to download it? Where is it? Where is it? All right, it's not here. Hold on. Let me get it. And 2 seconds, people. Oof. Oh my God, I'm looking at it again. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments when you see this image. Everyone's talking about it. Hold on, got it here for you guys, people. Smash the like. 60 people in the building. We should have way more than that. If you guys smash the like, get involved. This happens. Ball comes out to the edge of the box. McAllister, who was absolutely fantastic on the day, got the goal, got the penalty, runs onto the ball as it's bouncing, chests it. Doku scrapes the ball with his stud, but clearly doesn't get enough contact if the ball's going back towards him. And
have you actually looked at the video?
Yeah.
Have you looked at it in slow motion?
Yeah, McAllister touches it first.
McAllister gets the ball first.
Yeah, so that's what I'm
saying. The ball hits McAllister
first. Yeah. It scrapes Doku's studs. And they review it on VAR. And Mike Oliver wasn't in the best position to see it. I don't blame him because the game's end to end. VAR, the PGMOL decide to
bottle it, not do anything. I mean, I've said this to you before as well, actually. There's certain referees in the Premier League where they're never going to be challenged. And he's one of them. And Anthony Taylor is the other. They just won't be challenged because VAR won't challenge these guys because they've gone to the VAR people and said, you ain't challenging my authority. Like, I've done World Cups. Like I've done this, I've done that. I'm a celebrity. Like, you ain't challenging my decisions. And they bottled it.
I don't even think. I think it's just like, because there's been so much scrutiny.
Can I ask you one question? I'd love to ask you in the chat this question. If all of that stuff didn't happen with the Nottingham Forest game, yeah, do you think we'd have got that penalty? Because it was in the papers, it was everywhere.
I'm going to be honest, I'm not too sure, because what seems to happen with this PGMOL is, if there's a decision and there's public outcry, they don't ever kind of stand on what they've agreed, right? Regardless of what the fans say and the media say. They kind of, they sway towards what the public would say. So in the games, they might not. And in the games, they might be like, oh, okay, it is what it is. If there's like a mass fan outcry and public outrage in regards to a decision, next game after that, there's no, oh, you know what, this is the decision we make, and we stick by it no matter what you think about the rules. They start to interpret it the way the fans do. So they would have looked at it and seen, oh, you know what? When McAllister got sent off, or Romero got sent off, or whoever got sent off for getting the ball first, but then following through, we may have jumped the gun a bit too much. There's discussion surrounding it. So now when it happens in a game, VAR go, yeah, and we gave a penalty and people said it was wrong last time, so we're not going to give it. Or we gave a foul and people said it was wrong. We were on Sky Sports, I mean, with the bald-headed chap on Sky's on Ref Watch, McDermott discussing the game. So why we don't want that? So let's just go with what the public would say, not understanding that there's always going to be, from both sides, there's going to be fans that say it's not a penalty, it is a penalty, it is what it is. If I'm being honest, I wouldn't have a problem with the decision if throughout the whole season they were not awarding those as fouls and penalties. It was just a coming together. An accident. Then no one can have any gripes with what's going on. It's these are the way they interpret the rules. It doesn't matter what we think. That's the way they interpret the rules. So that's what it is. That's fine.
Yeah.
What they've done is change the way they interpret it week by week, which means there's no consistency and leads to the discussions we're having now. And ultimately, you're seeing a legitimate penalty, by not like 100% legitimate penalty, not being awarded, that can now potentially cost Liverpool do you know what I mean, in terms of what could have happened in that game. Now, of course, I'm not going to be the one to say we would have won the game if we had the penalty and that's why we lost the league. I'm not going to be that fan, because we could have done it in regular time with multiple chances. I've got to look, obviously, inwards first. Diaz had a load of chances. Nunes could have stayed on side. Gakpo could have hit the target instead of passing. There's so many things we can discuss, and we're going to. But for me, that's devastating in the context of what Liverpool have had to go through with the Tottenham game, where, I mean, we had flipping things, goals disallowed that were legitimate.
It's another kick in the guts. It's another punch. It's another sucker punch that we've had this season. You know what annoys me the most is I could understand if they sent him to the monitor and he looked at it again and went, no. And I'm like, okay, fine. You're the referee. You've looked at it and you don't think it's a penalty. That's fine. But it's to not send him to the monitor is the bit that gets me. Like, they've been sent to the monitor so many times against us, like, to find a way to make it a decision that goes against us. And that's when the conspiracy thing starts to creep in, and you start to go, they're against us. Like, they're against us. like that game. Like, how on earth was Kyle Walker and Bernardo even on the pitch? Like, they had 2 yellow card offences each in the first half alone. And they carried on in the second half. Like, it was okay, I'll say one thing as well, because this stat came up actually in the match. When Man City take the lead, it's been 88 games since they've ever lost a game that they took the lead in.
Facts.
And that's the bit that sticks in my head the most. Is it the case of we can't give a penalty against Man City in the 98th minute because they will lose? I don't want to be the referee that makes Man City lose a game in the 98th minute on a penalty. But I can do it against Nottingham Forest, or I can do it against Wolves, because you know what? That's just Nottingham Forest and that's just Wolves. But I can't do it against Man City. I can't do it against Arsenal. I can't do it against Liverpool. You know, is it because of the team more than the actual decision?
Maybe so. Maybe there is some kind of, I mean, unconscious bias in regards to that. I just don't understand.
It's the fact that they just don't want to be the guy that does it. I don't want to be the guy that decides the league because of that penalty.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Is if that was the Community Shield, if that was the first game of the season, they probably give it. Let's be honest, they probably give it. Now every decision counts. You're in a situation where, of course, if you make the wrong decision, and again, it's interpretation. That there's been, even watching the videos, there's some fans, neutral fans, that will tell you they don't think it's a penalty. There's some Liverpool fans that think it would have been, look, if it was given, all right, but if it wasn't given, then it shouldn't be a penalty. There's some fans that do think like that. I'm not gonna, get onto people like that, but it's the fact and you raise a great point. He has not touched that monitor once to go and view it.
Nope.
If Michael Oliver makes that, but again, what happens? You're putting the power into Michael Oliver's hands, isn't it? If Michael Oliver doesn't go to the screen, it's not my business. It's not my business.
Did he go to the screen the whole game?
VAR have not asked me to go to the screen. I'm not going to the screen.
He didn't go to the screen the whole game. Didn't go to the screen the whole game. Never went once.
Yeah, I mean, look, you trust VAR, I guess. You trust his team, but look, that was a madness, and it would have obviously changed the narrative and what we're discussing today. Because with Salah and McAllister on the pitch, you would think Liverpool would be able to put that ball in the back of the net from a penalty. Not saying it would have been all
that's
said
not
and
guaranteed.
done.
That's not guaranteed with Salah, by the way.
Exactly, it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed, but that's exactly what happened. And of course, we then obviously move into this discussion now, and this is going to be the question. And I'm posing this question to the chat and yourself. So, and we're going to have a think about this as we obviously get into, I think, what happened in the game. How Liverpool were able to kind of get and really progress in the game and really get a foothold in that second half. But I want us to think about, what does this mean for Liverpool in regards to the title race? What does this mean for Liverpool in regards to, the games moving forward? Do we still have the chance to win the Premier League? That's the thing I kind of want to discuss, obviously, later on. But this is something, obviously, just to keep in our minds. We're going to get into some comments before we get onto the tactics board, and then we'll get into the score predictions as well. We've got here saying, Ryan saying, pre-game, I never thought a draw would increase my belief that we will win this league, but it did. That's how well we played. I agree. We've got Minerals FC saying, big up, lads. Question for K-Mac. Did Diaz annoy you? Quick question, and then we'll discuss it later on. Quick answer. Yes or no?
I thought Diaz was absolutely amazing outside the box.
There we go. There we go. Christian Darwitt saying Diaz going to get sold in the summer for the price. Right, we're going to discuss it. Big up to Remy in the building saying the Man City Anfield match is the third biggest match we should have won. The other two were against Arsenal and Man United. Yeah, Tottenham as well, I'd say. Tottenham as well. Dr. Blitz saying you was a centre-back. Yeah, I was, man. When I played high level, I was. Rob Stewart saying Nunes should have stayed on. I'm still having bad dreams about Diaz misses it. We're going to discuss it. Henry Super League idea doesn't look so bad now, does it? We wouldn't be getting shafted like this. You make a fair point, to be fair, and with the way that obviously the UCL, obviously, the UCL thing's gone. It does seem like the Super League is obviously going to be like that. We've got Keeper was saying that's why I said it's because of the team plus the City owners invite Oliver over to ref in their country. So we got some obviously conspiracy from Keeper Real as well. Saying Tribals and JJ.
My show last night.
Yeah, I think he did. We've got Honesty saying Pen 1000% from Honesty. Big up to Honesty in the building. So yeah, man, definitely, obviously, something to obviously definitely view, have a look at. Guys, if you're on X and you're watching, please make sure you are smashing the like. There's over 70 people in the building now. Smash that like button. I know a lot of other people are streaming, but the fact you guys here, big up to your damn selves. Head over to obviously YouTube, smash that like button, engage in the chat as well, engage in the chat, or even comment on X or on Twitter if you're watching. But look, without further ado, let's get into obviously the tactics board, man. The tactics board, I've got it out. We've got a new tactics board, so it's looking good. There we go. It's looking good. Nice. See, it's looking good. I've had to invest. But look, there we go. So of course, we're seeing here Liverpool obviously start. All right, we need to change that, of course, because you weren't playing. Where is we got Becca, Doak, Grant, Guardiola, Dan's, Kumas. Where's Kelleher? There we go.
There he is.
Oh, there
Do
he is.
you know that Queven? You know the Queven is Kevin. Stands for
yeah,
Kevin.
it's Kevin.
By the
Yeah,
way.
I've been calling him Kevin. Yeah, I've been calling him Kevin for a
Big
while. I
Kev.
remember someone told me that. People have been calling Queven, but yeah. So we got Kelleher in goal. We obviously with Gomez at left back. That was where he played. Some people did think maybe Gomez plays as a centre back, and we play Robertson at left back. But Kwanzaa got the nod, and what a performance from him, and we're going to get into him. Of course, we've got Bradley here at right back. We've got Bradley here at right back. We've got Endo in the 6. We had Soboslai come back into the team. However, he did play on the left-hand side of the 8, on the left-hand side. We've then obviously got McAllister in this position here. Nunes up front. Diaz on the left. Elliott that played on that right-hand side. And with City, they line up with Ederson, Akanji, Walker, Ake, Stones, Rodri, Foden, De Bruyne, Silva, Alvarez, Haaland. Now, on paper, it does seem mind-blowing, the fact that, we're talking about how Liverpool dominated the game. Now, look, going into how we started the game, I think we had a real problem in how City do set up. Now, of course, they do start off with a back 4, it does seem. So you'd see Stones kind of drop in here, as we've discussed. You've got Akanji, Stones, Ake, and Walcott as their back 4, with Rodri, the lone 6, with the 2 8s in front of him in Silva and De Bruyne. However, what we do see is City do like to overload 2 areas of the pitch. So what they like to do is bring Stones into midfield and act as a 6. We've gone and seen that. It's been Akanji in recent obviously games as well, as Stones has been injured. But when Stones comes back in, he had a really good game, got the goal as well. Early on, he had a good game anyway. Got the goal, but he came into midfield. We had Walker, Akanji, Ake that make the back 3. And they do obviously then end up playing a 3-2-5 because De Bruyne and Silva actually end up playing on the last line of the defense and come off that line to get the ball into the pockets. Now, what the problem we had was, if I just move, hold on, what's going on here? If I just move this here, oh, what's going on? I hate when this happens. Cool. If we just go here, is Soboslai and McAllister, right, had a massive problem, because what we saw was our front 3, right, were being defended 1v1 by Ake, Akanji, and Walker. So City kind of really trusted the fact that Ake, Akanji, and Walker will be able to deal with Diaz, Nunes, and Elliott 1v1, or whoever would play out their 1v1, allowing Stones to step into midfield. Now, Soboslai and Rodri would, of course, try to go and step onto Stones, and it does look like Endo's a spare man. The problem is, when you've got Haaland on the pitch, when you've got Foden on the pitch and Alvarez, that really kept the width, and that's why I really played them here. And they're here, and they're keeping the width really wide. They're forcing the likes of Bradley back. You've got Foden here, keeping the width as well, really pushing Gomez back. And then it creates space in the pockets, as Virgil van Dijk alluded to in his press conference. So you're seeing Silva and De Bruyne get either side of Endo. And what we saw a lot of the time was, if Soboslai gets beaten or McAllister gets beaten with trying to go and press, right? Because let's say Nunes goes to go and press Ederson, as an example, that's got the ball, right? You got Rodri that drops in to try and get the ball, and Soboslai decides to go and press. But as he presses, they do a 1-2 around him. From this 1-2, and you get to, and Soboslai's out of the game. You're now seeing Endo that has to step to the person there, and look at that. 5 versus 4 on the back line. What made it worse was if Bradley was quite high up, trying to go and support that press if Ake's getting the ball, or Ake gets forward because Elliott is beaten by a 1-2 here. Well, you've got 5 versus 3 in these situations. Now, the problem you have here is when you've got De Bruyne in these areas, when you've got Silva in these areas, they cause a lot of problems, K-Mac. A lot of problems. It meant
on the left, definitely.
Exactly.
The left first half, we were done like with Gomez.
Exactly. Gomez was getting done. Bradley had a bit more help because Elliott was coming back, but it meant that there was no outlet after that. So it meant Ake just kept getting the ball. It was being recycled, and then Ake gets the ball. Nunes has got to stop him playing, so he gets across. Akanji's then free. They're then starting to move the ball about. Now, this situation here meant that, for me, anyway, in my opinion, you're looking at this area, forget the box here.
Mate, I'm sorry, I've got to jump, man. All right.
No
I would have
worries,
loved to have stayed on as well. All right.
No
I'll catch you
worries.
later,
Take
buddy.
it
All
easy,
right.
K-Mac. Take it
See you
easy,
later,
K-Mac.
man. Big up
Catch you
everyone. Hit
later.
the
See
likes.
you.
Hit the likes. See you later.
Smash the likes, people. Smash the likes. There we go. Hold on. Let me just change that background into that single thing. Into the single thing. There we go. Boom. Into that single thing. So, guys, the problem you have is this region here. That region here, maybe a bit wider, means that if Haaland is rotating here, De Bruyne, if De Bruyne is free, Van Dijk can't step to De Bruyne because it allows this. And if Kwanzaa decides to follow him, you got Silva that's in these pockets, and Alvarez is free, or they all rotate and Silva goes out wide, and you got Alvarez coming in, right? If Kwanzaa stays there, Haaland's free in this area. Haaland's free in this area. So it caused a lot of problems. That pocket, Endo didn't have a great start, and it wasn't his fault. But when the ball's coming out here, and you've got De Bruyne that's coming out into these areas, Van Dijk doesn't know, do I step to him? Obviously, he's naturally going to keep his width. De Bruyne's free. You've got Foden here. Gomez that's trying to get out to De Bruyne. Foden's free. If Foden then is free, allowed to roam into these areas, you've got De Bruyne getting into these areas here, whipping the ball in across the face of goal. De Bruyne is getting on this side of the pitch. Do you know what I mean? Getting in behind Kwanzaa, right? Kwanzaa running back with Alvarez tucking in now. Bradley running back as well, putting balls into the box for Foden, right? Who was back post, obviously missing that back post cross. So, he done the left foot one that went obviously off the pitch, causing massive problems, man. So of course, causing massive problems. That obviously enabled City to really dominate in that first half. And of course, they got the corner and they scored a goal from there. But what I wanted to discuss quickly with you guys before we get into the lineup is the way Liverpool were able to really go and be brave in the way they wanted to go and defend. So what we decided to go and do, and we done this in the game, and it was difficult at first, but we really, for me, showed that, we've got a lot of cojones when you're talking about cojones, right? When you're talking about cojones, is Liverpool, what they decided to do is, when City are on the ball like this, saying Szoboszlai's there, and you got Endo here, and McAllister here, is we wouldn't press the same way we always did. What we actually did is allow the likes of Akanji to have the ball, allow him to have the ball. So if the ball's at Akanji's feet, we allow him to have the ball. Undo that. Oh, what's happened there? What's happened there? No. Have I bottled it? Have I bottled it? Have I bottled it? Have I bottled it? No. All right. Let's just do this quickly. Ignore the players. Ignore the damn players. Oh my God, what a mess. What a mess. What a mess. Home team's red, away team was blue. Cool. So what they actually enabled to go and do. Now, ignore the names on the players. I can rotate that later. We'll do that. But as you can see, we went and done this. So when City, we'd have the ball here. We play in our 4-3-3, right? We play in our 4. Let's actually remove the names. Let's remove the names. So we play in our 4-3-3. So you've got here in the 6, that was obviously Endo. Endo there in that position. Our fullbacks are here. Move those wide players there. We've got our front 3 that are here. Of course, we've got our 1-8 that's this side. That was Szoboszlai and McAllister in this situation. And you had, obviously, a front 3 that's very wide. Of course, very different to how Liverpool like to move with their front 3. Right? Very different. Apologies, people. This is what happens when, you know what I mean, you're working with technology at times and you can't edit and it's live. But so this is how they like to go and play. We spoke about, you know, the fact that Stones likes to step in there alongside Rodri, right? And it means that you've essentially got these defenders here, right? 3-3-3. So you got Elliot, Nunes, and Luis Diaz against Walker, Ake, and Akanji in the middle. So what Liverpool decided to go and do, right, is if Nunes will stand here, if Akanji's got the ball, he'll try to stop the ball going into Rodri more so. That's the most important one, guys. So that ball into Rodri, if we go and have a look and just use kind of like this here, this pass into Rodri here, we want to nullify, right? But Stones will allow to have the ball. Reason being because Stones isn't as good as Rodri. Rodri gets the most touches of the ball. He dominates possession more so than anyone else. What we do see, however, is McAllister and Szoboszlai. We narrow these up. Do this. Stand in front of debruyne and Silva. So at any given point, and you've probably gone and seen this phrase before, is cutting the passing lanes. They didn't allow the ball, and Nunes will try to, and of course, sometimes they'd be able to go and get the pass through to, obviously, Rodri, because they'd go to Walker, right? Or you drop off, the ball would go to Walker, like so. Walker then passes it into there, and you've got Rodri that can get on the ball in this area here. But what we're seeing here, hold on, what's going on here? How am I going to remove this without doing what I did before? All right, so it doesn't matter. So what we're seeing here, of course, is the fact that, hold on. All right, let's ignore that. Is what it is. Cool. So what we're seeing is that passing lane into our two, into the two most creative players, right, from an offensive standpoint, in the midfield. So that being Silva, or it could have been Foden or De Bruyne, right? Not allowing them to get the ball meant that Liverpool were able to dominate the middle of the park, because a lot of the times we played really, really risky, but they played high up enough where they could close them down, really forcing Rodri to try run with the ball, really forcing Stones to run with the ball. And then we were able to go and pounce on them. So a misplaced pass by Rodri, right? A misplaced pass by Rodri means that, why is this not working today? Why is this not working? There we go. Cool. A misplaced pass by Rodri means that that ball here, as an example here, Rodri's pass into here, gets snuffed out by Connor Bradley. Boom, snuffed out. And what that enabled Liverpool to go and do is then to counter with real precision, man. Real precision, to the point where, you know, Liverpool looked like outrageous in the midfield and really dominated this middle of the park, because De Bruyne just became null and void. You know, being hooked off at halftime, like in the 70th minute, in a title-deciding game, right, where you need your best players, really suggests that he wasn't able to really influence the game. Van Dijk obviously wouldn't step up to him. So a lot of the time he was free in these areas, but they couldn't find him. The passes weren't there. And if they went there, did go long, anticipation from Jarell Quansah and Van Dijk to win headers, right, in these sides of the pitch, right here, in these areas, really went and enabled Liverpool to start dominating the pitch. And I think that's something we've really got to go and give, obviously, Klopp credit for. The fact that he was able to go get in these situations, get in certain pockets, right? And understand that we don't need to press the ball to still really unsettle, obviously, City. And the problem you do have is in that situation, when you do win the ball, right? When you do win the ball, is this. You are now 3v3, but you're winning the ball when they're quite high up, because they're trying their most to try link up with Kevin De Bruyne. So when that ball's misplaced, as an example, here, when that ball's misplaced from Rodri or from Stones or from Walker or from Akanji or from these This box four, when it's misplaced to go into these front three players, the central ones, Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, and Bernardo Silva, soon as they lose the ball here, we step in and win it. Now we're on the transition. Now we're playing fast. Diaz is coming here. Walker's stepping here. Look at the space that is for Nunes. Look at the space that causes for Elliott to come inside. If Ake comes across, right? Look where Alvarez and Silva are. Look where Bradley is. Boom. Getting in beyond. Being able to go and attack. And then when we're able to go and do this, right? We are then ourselves playing with a back three at times in possession. This being the back three as they're retreating. We have got our back three in Kwanzaa, Virgil van Dijk, and Joe Gomez at times. And this is what Liverpool are able to go and do. And attack a 4 versus 3. 4 versus 3. And that's where that ability to go and really hit people on the counter in transition was key. And in that second half, we were able to go and do that faultlessly. So that's something that we obviously need to address. Amazing work from Klopp from that standpoint. And we've got to give him props, man. Apologies, people. Obviously, if we went on, obviously, messed that up there because the names and everything has just gone haywire. I need to still understand this program that I've got. So big up to everyone that's obviously stayed tuned in. But yes, as you can see, it's Liverpool's ability to combat that overload in midfield and up front and really change that situation for City. And I think City just couldn't handle it. And of course, the atmosphere of Anfield, the fact that, you know, City began to play within themselves and try to slow the game down at every opportunity because they know Liverpool like to play a fast game. Now, it does make sense. You try to counteract a team that wants to be very fast and gung-ho to slow the game down to your kind of temperament, your mood, right? That you want to set the tempo as a team. You can't do that at Anfield. You just cannot. You just cannot. And this is what kind of resulted. It just resulted in a game where Liverpool were coached into a win by Jurgen Klopp. And we've got to give him props for what happened there. So definitely like hats off to Jurgen Klopp on that one, man. Hats off to Jurgen Klopp on that one. I'm obviously going to get into your comments. Well, guys, make sure you're getting the comments in. There's loads of people watching. We've got over 80 people in the building. Guys, a lot of you are on X. Head over to the YouTube and hit a like on that video. We've got GTV saying, if City decided to continue how they started the game, could have been a long day. They couldn't, though. They couldn't continue because they're not a team that can continue to play at a level like that. The way, from what I understand and from what I see, they obviously are a team that, just as Liverpool have had to kind of adapt, they pick their moments and when they're very fast and high tempo. Liverpool can maintain that tempo for the rest of the game. And City do not want an end-to-end game because that's what makes them feel very, very uncomfortable. You're looking at a City team that are very methodical in the way they approach attacks and this spontaneous kind of end-to-end walkers all over the place. They can't even get settled. And I think Liverpool were able to go and do that. Hence why City don't do well at Anfield. And of course, they've beaten us once, maybe at Anfield, and we've never beaten them at City. But especially in one-off games, in big games, 9 times out of 10, Klopp has actually got a very, very good record against Guardiola because it's the kryptonite to how he wants to go and play. It's the kryptonite, and that's why even at our worst, we're still able to go and put in decent performances, score a lot of goals against City. Big up to Ultra saying like the damn like button, or I'll RK you out of nowhere. Yeah, guys, smash that like button, man. Smash that like button. But yeah, so definitely see that. We've got Rob Stewart saying Haaland who? Haaland was non-existent, and the reason why he was is because if the ball went in behind, and the one time it did when they caught him out, you got Virgil van Dijk there. Kwanzaa done absolutely fantastically well. And then, of course, they couldn't get the ball to him because they're not going to go direct. They're not going to go direct. And when the spaces aren't there, when De Bruyne's the only player that goes direct to Haaland, we know, is De Bruyne. He can't get the ball, though. He can't get the ball. So it means that their ability to change up the game was completely just nullified. And you've got to give, again, Klopp props to that, man. He really coached the win. We just couldn't get the goal, man. We just couldn't get a goal. And look, without further ado, speaking of that, we need to go and get into this, man. Let me just change up what we've done here because the lineup was a bit different. Elliott, Harvey Elliott, who had an outstanding game. We've got McAllister this side, we've got Soboslai that side. Oh, hold up, people. We're coming back. Gomez, 2 seconds, people. Smash the like, people. I haven't even checked the likes yet. I'm going to, though. I'm just letting you know I'm going to. Definitely going to check the likes. Cool. So, there you go. Here you go. So, obviously, that's the lineup we went with in the game. Again, Kelleher, Joe Gomez at left back, Virgin van Dijk, Kwanzaa, the two that centre back pairing with Conor Bradley at right back, Endo in the 6th. Soboslai that actually played on the left, as we've discussed. McAllister in the right-hand sided 8 with Elliott and Diaz flanking Darwin Núñez, who played up front. We're going to start with Kelleher. And the rating I'm going to go and give Kelleher straight off the bat is an 8. Again, with the ball at his feet, if I'm being honest, I've never been so assured with a keeper with the ball at his feet like I am when Kelleher is in goal. Doesn't matter if it's been Alisson, Pepe Reina, flipping Mignolet, Brad Jones, Adrian. He's the best keeper we've ever had with the ball at his feet in the modern era. I don't know about the 80s and 70s. I'm not going to talk about that. Absolutely top draw. Absolutely able to. So calm in possession. Makes the right pass. He's getting the ball. The touch is always away from the set. He plays like he is our answer to Ederson when it comes to being with the feet. Now, I'm not comparing him to Ederson, but he's our answer to it in terms of when you're talking about playing the ball like football from the back, he's that guy to go and do it. Really, really good. Again, really good save for Foden. Foden had a chance. Obviously, he came out, really smothered him really well. Defected that. Couldn't really do anything about that goal, if I'm being honest. I know it was obviously at his near post, but that's where you got McAllister at the near post because you're covering the central area, so I can't blame him for that. And other than that, I'd probably give him an 8 or a 9. To be fair, he wasn't really worked, if we're being honest. He wasn't worked like that. He wasn't worked like Ortega. He wasn't worked like, do you know what I mean? Like Ederson, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? So, look, for me, definitely he gets an 8. He gets an 8. 8. Joe Gomez played left back and right back in the game. To make some space, guys. Let me make some space because it just feels so congested. You guys can't even see the numbers. Cool. Let's see. Bradley moving out wide. Kwanzaa moving out wide. Drop him off. Bradley there. What are we saying for Joe Gomez, man? Joe Gomez, I think he done well from a defensive standpoint. He done okay he done well against Foden because Foden was like, we don't know who Foden was. Foden was in someone's pocket. Elliott outshined Foden, if we're being honest. I mean, if you had to go in based on that game, look at what players on form, what players really, turning things on. It was Elliott. What players going for young player of the year or player of the year? It looked like Elliott would have been that guy in that game. That's how good I think Elliott was. Joe Gomez, I think he was like I give him 7 out of 10. Like, it's still a difficult game. He played right back. I think he actually played better as a right back. Got forward, really troubled Ake when he done that. In that first half, I think he was getting left behind a bit. I think debruyne was causing a lot of problems out there. His ability, I think, for me, maybe I'll give him a 6 because his ability for me to use his left foot when we've got to play at the back, I think really kind of we weren't able to let Diaz go early enough in that first half for me, unless it's derived from the right-hand side. Anytime we played at the left, it just kind of stopped because Joe Gomez would misplace a pass or he'd look to come inside and the situation would get killed. So probably give him a 6 as well, man. I'll probably give him a 6 there. I think it was okay. Maybe a 6.5 to be fair. A 6.5 is fair. Nine. I don't know what to say about this guy. Virgil van Dijk as a skipper is a sight to behold. I never thought he would be that guy. I always kind of Look, Virgil van Dijk, I've had no qualms about. He's my favourite player, Liverpool player since in this Klopp era by far. I mean, by far. This guy is leading kids to Carabao Cup wins. He's, I mean, marshalling a back line that, I mean, a Kwanzaa that's played in a massive game. People, were critical of the fact that Kwanzaa was starting the game before, I mean, saying like, look, he's not good enough. And Kwanzaa had to focus on his game. Of course he did. He done a fantastic job. But Van Dijk is, is there to help him. Kwanzaa, there was one time where debruyne is breaking on our goal in that first half. And Kwanzaa goes through. And debruyne pops it through his legs. And it looks like, oh no, it's going to be a crazy moment. And look what Virgil van Dijk does. He marshals Haaland. Dealt with. When the ball's running through, I think it's Foden running through. Kwanzaa's there with him, really covering Virgil van Dijk. But Virgil van Dijk, from nowhere, comes out, boom, gets the ball, wins every header in the air. Absolutely imperious for me. He's a 9 out of 10, man. He is that guy. Going and looking at, obviously, Jarell Kwanzaa, I'm going to give him an 8, man. I'm going to give him an 8. I think his use of the ball, like, people don't understand it, right? But his use of the ball when he lets the ball run across his body and finds that far man so fast. Oh, how I love to go and see that. And the reason being it because it sets off our attack really early. He misses the first man and he can pass. He doesn't need to play into Endo to go back out wide to Elliott. He just punches it into Elliott. Top player. Look, he had one mistake where, he kind of, after we scored the goal, Anfield's rocking and he doesn't realize what's going on. He doesn't realize what's going on there. And of course, the ball bobbles and he kind of loses the ball. But apart from that, fantastic. Ultra, you're right. Kwanzaa almost, he had a shot on goal that was going on target. He forced Ortega to pull out a save. Top performance from him, man. And bear in mind, like, if Inacio or Diamand or Flipping Pavard or Levi Colwill had this type of performance and was playing, we'd be raving about it. That's how good I think he was. And look, boy, he's top player, man. Top player. I actually can't wait for the future with this guy, man. Hopefully he's got a big future at Liverpool. He's got the presence. He's got the mentality for me, number 8. And of course, you got Connor Bradley. Oh, let's drop him off here. Connor Bradley. Let's give him a score. There we go. What are we giving to Connor Bradley? Had one good run that I remember. Didn't get into the game as much. Defensively was solid. Pressed really well. I'll probably give him like a 6.5 as well. He was cool. Wasn't as good as he has been against Chelsea, as an example. Had that little bit when he cut inside. Maybe he was a bit better than Joe Gomez going forwards. Had that cross for Nunes. Maybe give him a 7 out of 10, I think. Because he's better than Gomez. 7 out of 10. Wataru Endo. Now, as I've just obviously analysed, started off quite poorly. Struggled to kind of deal with that front five. I mean, at any moment, they're moving positions. They're all over the place. Szoboszlai and McAllister aren't available. But then after that, the performance he had, top, man. Top. And the reason why, look, I hear people are saying 10, some people's man of the match, and I hear it, I'm going to give him a 9.5. I think it was absolutely fantastic. Is the fact he's so composed, winning the ball, good fouls, good tactical fouls, showing a lot of tactical nous for me. Top player. And long may it continue, man. Long may it continue. For me, 9.5. Still hasn't lost. We still haven't lost with Endo in the team. He's such a good player, man. And Klopp was right again. What can I say? Next one. I'm going to put it there, man. I'm going to put it there. I know I might. This guy, that was such a good performance from McAllister. Such a good performance. Most tackles out of any player on the pitch. Scored the goal. Won the foul that should have been a penalty. His IQ, his understanding of the game. He wins the ball high. He's doing what I thought he couldn't do, which is playing the 8 as a Klopp player. I was wrong about McAllister, boy. And I'm not going to lie to you, McAllister's everything that Thiago wishes he could be for Klopp. Imperious. What? Can't get near him. He cannot get near him. Top player, 10 for me, man. Dominic Szoboszlai. Off the ball, really good. Really marked out debruyne in that, if we're being honest, in that first half, because debruyne couldn't get onto the ball in that first and second halves, especially. Couldn't get on the ball. He's the reason debruyne was hooked off a lot, because he was kind of cutting that passing lane. On the ball, though, not great. Had a shot that should have gone out for like a deflected shot that went waywards. Yeah, probably it wasn't great, man. I'll probably give him a 5. You know, he looked a bit rusty as well. Looked a bit lost. Harvey Elliott. Let's go with Harvey. Top player, Harvey Elliott, man. Top player. Like, he was fantastic as well. I'm going to give him a 9. I think he was outrageously good. Outrageously good. Made the right decisions, the crossing. Again, if you had to pick someone and say, you know what? One player's going for player of the year and one player's not, and you had to pick between Foden and Elliott in that game, it would have been Elliott. Fantastic. I'm giving him a 9, man. I'm giving him a 9. No, I'll give him an 8, maybe. I'll give him an 8. I think it was an 8 out of 10. I think it was one really good. An 8.5, maybe. Do I give him an 8.5? Yeah, I give him an 8.5. I think it was that good. I think it was top draw, man. Top draw. Darwin Núñez. A 6 because he won the pen. A 6. Couldn't really get into the game. The link-up was non-existent. I know we went very, very direct. Won a couple headers. A couple knockdowns, done really, really well. Won the penalty, which was obviously a massive, massive turning point in the game. But apart from that, didn't do anything else. Didn't do anything. I struggled to get into the game. I think he got bodied by Bernardo Silva when he tried to run through on the left-hand side. Doesn't hide, but, you know, is what it was, always offside. The offside really annoyed me. So for me, it's a 6. It's a 6 for me. It's a 6. Yeah. Pretty good. Yeah, 6. And then Luis Diaz, one of the greatest performances we've seen at the Etihad without scoring a goal. One of the greatest performances we've seen at the Etihad before we've scored a goal. Out on the wing, he was like Ronaldinho, possessed, Neymar, possessed. Possessed, this guy. Absolutely possessed. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna mark him down, but not severely for missing those goals. Because I'm not gonna lie. If he scored, that's one of the best performances we've seen against City. Sorry, at Anfield, guys. That's one of the best. That was one of the best performances we've seen at City. That was like Ronaldo. That was like Neymar on the wing. Like, he put Walker in a blender. He put Walker in a blender. He put Rodrigo. I'm not going to call him Rodri. He put the go back on Rodri's name. Go. Get out of here. Rodri now. Rodrigo. Span him out his boots. Cook them. I watched it back. And now, yes, he should have scored at least 2 goals. He should have scored 2. Not 1, at least 2. One of the best performances I've ever seen from a winger without scoring. If he had scored, it would have been the best. He doesn't hide. He always wants the ball. Give me the ball. I'm going to try and do something. I'm going to give it my all. Top. Ultra. If Diaz does this for the rest of the season and adds goals, he's the best player in the world. He's the best player in the world. People don't deep what he was doing, running from the edge of our box, that destroying, man. If he adds goals to that, it's curtains. But he's not a goal scorer. That's why you need your skeng, man. And that's why Nunes weren't really on it today, kept being offside. No one was in the box when he was getting the ball, when he was beating people. Salah was off. It was mad. I'm gonna give the guy an 8, man. I'm gonna give the guy an 8, and I'm dropping him 2 levels, 2 0.5 levels, purely because of the misses, man. And I gotta do it. Now, of course, we had Robbo come on. Robbo for me got a, what are we gonna give him? A 7, 7.5 actually. Put a good ball. I think it was the best fullback we had on the day, you know. I think Robbo gets a 7.5. That ball into Nunes got to finish that. It's a great save by Ortega, but he's got to finish that. I know it's difficult. He's got to finish it. I'm looking at Gakpo. Yeah. Hold on. I need to go full screen for this. Just 1 second, guys. Just 1 second. See Cody Casper Gakpo. My Togolese brother, like my Ghanaian brother. We're both from the same region. You might be from Togo, I'm from the, you know. Let me get that. You are shook. And I don't know why, because you're talented. But you are shook. You are scared. You are low on confidence. And unlike Diaz, no matter how much Diaz gets cooked, you hide, my friend. You hide. And that's what pains me. You're scared. Scared of making the wrong decision. Scared of taking a shot. Scared of pressing and fear of being, you know, being 1-2'd. Everything's fearful. Shook ones. It frustrates me. I've done a piece on you, bigging you up about how you're not being utilized in your right position. But it doesn't matter at this point. You could be played on the left wing for the rest of the season. It's not been good enough, man. I'm gonna give him a 2. A 2. Because it's how you step to the plate. I had it with him. You are now in the basement. You are in the basement. I've had it with you. Just like this is Cody Gakpo's uncle when you saw him perform. Back to back performances. Jale, it's not good enough, man. It's not good enough. I don't know where to go with him. You didn't affect the game at all. Then the one chance you did, you tried to play it to Salah. You're a striker. You're a forward. Do you know how talented you have to be as a footballer to play for Liverpool as a forward? Lick the shot. Take the shot. Trust your ability. And that's what I'm going to say on that. That's what I'm going to say on that matter. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. 2. Who else came on? Who else came on? Salah. Salah was rusty, man. I'm not going to lie. Salah was like, he played a fantastic ball to Diaz, and Diaz has got to score that one. So already there, Salah's Salah, innit? You know, he's just inevitable. He's Mr. Inevitable. But he looked a bit rusty. I'm not going to lie. He looked a bit rusty. And it is what it is. He weren't ready to start. Apart from that, though, top draw. Top draw. Look, all in all, it was a top draw performance from Liverpool. It was absolutely fantastic. Like, we've got a big Liverpool up. You know what I mean, for that performance. We have to. Gonna get into the comments as well. Saying Dom 5, big up to Mihaly Guliash saying Dom 5. If you're not from Hungary, you rate him higher. He just come back from injury. I gave Salah a 5.5. A 6 because of that pass, actually. I gave Salah a 6. Is that me being... I'm Polish and Ghanaian. How am I racist? You're talking about racism. Like, this stuff just annoys me, man. This stuff annoys me. Surely Dom 5, guys. You're all racist because he's Hungarian. What does that even mean? Mihaly, what does that even mean? I don't know, man. Honestly saying Gakpo 4. I don't know what's wrong with bro. I need to ask, what does Gakpo need to do to get his confidence back? He looks like someone who's in the nuclear on a school that's scared. He looks scared, shook ones. You ain't a crook, hon. No, you ain't a crook, son. You're just a shook one. Listen, that's in my head anytime I see him get the ball, man. Robert provided overlap, which Gomez did not do and should have got an assist. Facts. He gave us a much better space. Robert's best performance for a long time. Facts, really good. Honestly, here saying, question JJ, was Darwin a bit too excited because if he had held his runs, he would have burnt the City defenders? I don't know. Like, do it is. I think they started Akanji on purpose, knowing that Ruben Diaz is slow. Akanji's fast. Ake's fast. Like, you know, he's beating them for pace, but he's not burning them if they've got a couple yards on him. Dutch El had Juve. Salah was trashed by that one through ball. Yeah, exactly. But it was at his second touch, which is mad. We've got Jackie G, big up in the building. Well, not big up to you because you're bum. You're on the bench. You were injured. Do you know what I mean? But look, saying Jerry, over the course of 12 months, would you eat a single train carriage? Train carriage of what? What does that even mean? Let me know. What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. You got to let me know what that means. I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? I guess so. For 50 million, I would, innit? Have I been caught out? I don't know. Smash the like, people. Please keep making sure we're smashing the like. Head over to the YouTube channel and smash the like. You guys on X and Twitter are taking the mic. Smash the like on the video, man. Ultra saying, I don't want to see a single first teamer on Thursday. Well, you know, I want to see Salah. I'm not going to lie. I need to get some minutes. Oh, he's talking about Diaz. Would you sell him for 50 mils? What? I don't get it. I wouldn't sell Diaz for 50 million. I wouldn't. I don't know if there's wingers that are much better than him talent-wise. Output this season, yeah, there is. Can't lie. 6 and 3 ain't great. Yeah. Mad. Look, before we head off, we're about to head off. Let's just get and have a look at, obviously, how dominant Liverpool were in regards to stats. 2 seconds. People. Oh, it takes so long, man. 1. to call. Save image as 2 seconds, people. And yeah, so Liverpool obviously just really, obviously in regards to possession and stuff, really surprised us. Able to really like dominate a City side. Do you know what I mean? Have more possession than City side, have a higher XG than this City side. And City still came out unscathed. You sometimes feel like, oh, you know, it's just not your day, man. You don't know what else to go and do. Like, it's like, what else do you want to go and do? What else do we have to do to go and get a victory against City? It's getting a bit ridiculous. But if we have a look quickly, we can see here, just to have a summarize look, we had 3 big chances, 2 big chances missed. They had 1 big chance. So based on big chances, should easily beat them 2-1. 3-2. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? In terms of big chances there, they hit the woodwork once through Doku. We had 2 counterattacks to there once. So it weren't really a counter-attacking game. We had 2 counter-attacking shots. So you can see how efficient we were with our counter-attacks. We had 11 shots inside the box. They had 5. We had 8 shots outside the box. They had 5. However, both goalkeepers only made 5 shots. Do you know what I mean? And that's where you got to look at, obviously, our ability to finish. And then when you go and look at kind of our ball possession, 53% to 47%, 19 shots to their 10, 6 on target each. And that's where, obviously, we had the problem. 9 shots off target, 2 shots off target for them, 4 block shots, 2 block shots each. In favor, obviously, of Liverpool there. And you can see there our XG 2.7 to City's 1.56. That's incredible, man, for Liverpool against the City side that we know how badly they dominate teams. And then 6 offside, a lot of them being Nunez's, and obviously 1 offside for City. And then moving on, if you go and look at it, this obviously shows the play areas. And, you know, the game was dominated in the middle of the park, of course, but 29% of that was played in City's half. And you can see how good, obviously, Liverpool were able to obviously really pressurize them. And you can see how, you know, down on that right-hand side, they were nowhere near as strong as they were on the left-hand side. You can see how De Bruyne struggled to get into the game. Foden struggled to get in the game. Haaland did as well. Liverpool, great performance all round. And look, I'm not gonna lie, I'm proud of the boys, man. I'm just really proud. Here, average positions, you can see Liverpool again. You can see Bradley quite high up. As he steps up, you've got Kwanzaa, Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez, who naturally inverts. And then you've got that 4-man midfield when we do that. It's a bit lopsided, but you've got Endo, Jones, obviously McAllister and Szoboszlai played off the left, and that front 3 with Elliott, Nunez, and Diaz making a run. So great top performance, man. Top performance. So we got to big them up. Honestly, here saying, look at how Elliott, Mac10, Endo, Bradley are all taking their opportunities and just ran with it. And then there's Gakpo. That's what's really worrying for me, man. Honestly saying Liverpool is open to selling Luis Diaz this summer if a significant offer ranging between 120 and 145 million is received. I mean, Gakpo's, then we're willing to sell Gakpo for that amount of money. We're probably willing to sell a lot of players for that amount of money. It's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money. Honestly saying, new Trent Alexander-Arnold will undergo rehab in the next league game against Brighton, and I think that's going to be obviously the goal. But look, fantastic, obviously, point for Liverpool. And the discussion now, and the question I've got, and I'm just going to answer it. And I want you guys, if you're watching this on the replay, please let me know down below. Is what does this mean for Liverpool's title chances? Like, Liverpool now aren't in control of their destiny. It is Arsenal's to lose, like factually, in terms of, you know, we've played the same amount of games. They're ahead of us on goal difference now. Unless they go and lose a lot of games by the goal difference or lose their goal difference, they will obviously more likely not be ahead of Liverpool in that regard. Obviously, City's still a point behind. That hasn't changed. But Arsenal have obviously climbed up the table. They are now top. They are now in the driving seat. Obviously, the big talking point is, can Liverpool do it? And my honest answer, if I'm being honest, after seeing that performance, yes, we still can. Now, of course, it's not in our hands. We still need City to kind of do a job on Arsenal. We need someone to drop some points somewhere. And that's going to be a massive game. And of course, every one of us still need to go and face Tottenham, home or away, depending on what team we are. And they look like they're going to be the deciders of the league, because if they take points of certain teams, they're going to cause a lot of problems. You know what I mean? So, look, massive, obviously, game. We failed to beat, obviously, City. It does hurt, it does sting. Luis Diaz, obviously criminal from him, from that perspective. But look, we move on, man. We move on. There's nothing else we can do at this moment in time. We've got Sparta Prague in a couple of days, and so make sure that you stay obviously tuned for the tactic for the preview on that one. And I'm going to be having a special guest on that one as well, man. A young kid, new on the block, new to YouTube. I'm going to get him on, so I'm really happy to see how that goes as well. And I need all you guys to show this love and support for him as well. And that's going to be obviously dropping on Wednesday, so please stay tuned for that. But look, people, yeah, look, that's it from Liverpool. Big up to obviously everyone that's tuned in. Thank you for everyone that's obviously been watching. Smash the likes on the video. Make sure if you're watching this on a replay, you let me know in the comments what you thought of the game, what you think of the PGMOL, and more importantly, where do Liverpool stand now after this game? I think that's where I kind of I've ended to, and that's why I summarize, man. But look, we've got honesty here saying, yes, JJ, we are still winning the Prem now. I'm more convinced than ever. Pressure is on Arsenal, and if we have our majority of the boys back, we'll have the majority of our boys back after the international break. Facts. Hollywood saying, if Arsenal beats City, they win the title. Hollywood saying, we failed to beat City, City and Arsenal in 4 games. That's pretty poor. It is. But look, only thing we can do is move on. But look, people, that's been the J James Show. That's been the Tactics Board. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great evening. And look, I'll see you on the other side, man. Take care. Have a good evening. And peace. All right.